What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 367. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And now I'm here with Adam.
This week we watched Heavyweights.
It's been a while.
Trip down memory lane, man.
I think the last time I actually watched this movie was on the Disney Channel.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched it 5 years ago or something.
I was older.
Wasn't that long
We
ago.
were over at my grandparents. You know, they got cable. You know, or
Yeah.
satellite, whatever. And me and my brother was watching it just because, you know. But I mean, this movie would be absolutely terrible if Ben Stiller wasn't in it, right? Like,
Yeah, and Tiny Joey Diaz. Josh?
yeah, yeah, right. Well,
Always
Minnie-
liked him in the movie. Like,
yeah, yeah. But
classic.
yeah, dude. Everything he does, his little quips, his little sayings.
I just remember seeing this when I was a kid, and I was like, I want to go to Fat Camp. They got go-karts.
Yeah, right.
They had everything you wanted. It was like the Blob. I was like, I don't know if I get on that, but
I love how little boy smelled it out at the beginning. He's like, "It's Fat Camp. That's what this is. This is bullshit." Like,
why? You know the guy that I can't remember his name, but the one that's been there for like 18 years.
Yeah,
Why does him and the kid? Why does he look like that kid's dad?
I know, right?
They look exactly alike. Same
Yeah.
haircut.
I mean, that's the sequel that we need.
That motherfucker was wearing a Fire Marshal Bill t-shirt.
Yeah.
I know.
Did y'all
right?
spot that? I was like, that's a Fire
Yeah.
Marshal
Yeah.
Bill shirt.
I mean,
All right, Disney. Whoa, that's too cool.
yeah, right. We
You
would
shouldn't be
never
watching
get that
that.
today. Yeah, yeah, right.
Like so many little, I haven't watched it as an adult now. Like, cause one of the last times I remember seeing it, I was a little kid, But there was one part that, for some reason, it hit harder than it probably should have. But it's when Ben Stiller's taking him on that hike. There's that part he goes, "Have you ever heard the story of Icarus? He rolled that ball up the hill, and then the sun melted it." Like,
I mean, whenever you look at the quotes, just the quotes from him specifically. Attention campers, lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle. Deal with it. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Deal with
right
it.
right at the end when they've got him in that little prison, and he holds his hands out all feeble, and he's like, "Don't be afraid, child. I'm a broken man." Like,
So over dramatic.
Well, this character that he does here like spawned so many other characters he did over the years. It all started
yeah.
with Tony.
Yeah, right.
He even does the voice. You go
Yeah.
to sleep or I'll put you to sleep. You're my world now, Grandma.
So this
yeah.
came out in 95. When did Gilmore come out? Was it like 96?
It would have been around that time.
Well, I feel like it's the same character. It's got to be the same character.
That's his
In
like
his
the
own
job
in
after.
his in his own canon, man. It's
It was
gotta be
96.
like he went on to be at a nursing home. I used to
Dude,
work at a summer camp.
We were talking about this last night, I think it was, or not before. It's like, I want to see a movie where Ben Stiller from Heavyweights and is playing that character, and Ben Stiller from Dodgeball is playing that character, and they're going against each other. That would
Oh
be
man.
amazing. You know what I mean? Like, oh
They're
my
damn near
God.
related. Like,
Yeah, I
they
know,
could be
right?
twins.
Yeah.
you guys remember the scene in the Father's Day scene or the Parents' Day scene? The kid goes up to the dad and he's like, "Oh, you look the same." And then as he walks off, you hear the guy say under his breath, "He hasn't lost a pound."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it just
When they show that video of them and they're like chasing the cows,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
trying to get some food. When he's
Yeah.
like, what did he say? Load down. And they start putting, he's like, I got some Oreos. Don't tell anybody. And he's like, that's cute. Watch
Oh,
this.
yeah.
They're filling
yeah,
the
he's like-
post with shit. Like, that dude's like, hey, help me get this salami off my back.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Oh God, what about Lars?
Oh,
It's
Lars
like
was
it's like
great.
he's like so we're it's like so we're in control now. You're either with us or against us. He's like, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I
Now we
love you.
rampage. Funny
He
character.
dressed up like Andy. Did he dress up like Andy? Was that Andy? Him dressed up like Andy Warhol at the end,
I mean,
or
that's
was it
what it
him trying to
looked
be the
like.
singer for her Big Gallagher from Oasis?
I mean, they're almost the same person right
Right.
now.
They're both assholes.
uh, but yeah, this is I watched this movie a pretty decent amount as a
Yeah.
kid, and
Yeah.
Bushwhackers.
Oh yeah.
That was a movie that
Well,
I watched.
it
Was
was
that the
like
name
this.
of it?
Yeah, it had oh man, one half of the Wet Bandits,
Yeah, I think that was the name of it, right? Well,
Bushwhacked. That's what it was.
Bushwhacked. Okay, yeah.
Because yeah, they're going to Yellowstone or they're going to some national park, and he's with them.
Oh yeah.
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 It's been a while since I've seen that, but
Yeah, I had to take a
Shit.
machete to that part of the memory bank. Like there's some weeds
I was
growed
like
up. I had to
Bushwhackers. I was like the wrestlers.
yeah.
had to cut a trail. But no, like this, you guys remember, and this movie is what brought it to mind at the beginning. Remember in every end of the year movie, kids for some reason always walk that long ass trek home.
Yes. Well,
Like,
you gotta do it's like a montage, of
like a
like,
whole movie played out before the
yeah,
movie starts, you know?
yeah. He goes to the baseball field. He can't throw the ball over the fence.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was fucking funny.
Just
Yeah.
throw it at the fence, dude.
He walks up to it and tries to put it over the edge, and it still falls back over. It's like,
I could feel that though. That's my luck.
he's like, yeah, I dump my girlfriend before camp every year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that every year for 17 years. Ben
So
Stiller worked his parents in.
yeah,
Mhm.
That
right.
was his mother, right?
I think so, right?
I think so.
Never let people sign your checks.
Yeah. I felt that.
Yeah, for real, right?
We filed a Chapter 9 bankruptcy. Everything's
they-
gone.
I heard they were
Like,
gonna
he
get his
just
jet skis.
Dude, Ben Stiller playing his own dad that was a
Yeah.
character too.
right.
Papa.
Like, we just need someone of age to just hang out around here.
Yeah.
And what was it? It goes, Mr. Purvis. He goes, call me Papa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Papa.
it's like,
Papa.
okay.
Hilarious.
So speaking
mean-
of camp, have you guys ever been to a summer camp before? Any kind of summer
No.
camp?
No, man.
I've been to a summer camp one time when I was a kid.
Do
Me and
tell.
my brother.
My mom was like, there's camp outside. We have camp at home, you know?
Spill your beans, boy. Yeah.
Well, this was a camp that my grandmother signed me and my middle brother up for. She really got into the Sacred Harp stuff.
Into what?
Sacred Harp. That's something you'll have to look that up. It's like choir singing, but you like
Did they
sing
castrate you? No.
no. But you sing like the fa sol la
Yeah.
parts, and then you sing
Doing the
yeah.
shape notes and the.
Yes, yeah. And everybody sits in a square. So grandma got really big into that, and then we went to a couple of like singings around our area, and she found out about this camp thing, and she was like, she signed us up for it, like just did it,
Didn't even ask you.
Yeah, she's just like, we're doing this. I'm like, all right, cool. So we were there for a week, and it was one of those things where they teach you how to read the notes and
Yeah.
how to do the singing and all that kind of stuff. And they did like a singing every day, but like when that wasn't going on, it was just like a normal camp. You had people playing basketball and dodgeball, and it was just like a little summer camp. And
Mhm.
I mean, it was a it was an interesting experience. You know what I mean? Like it was me and my brother and a bunch of people that we didn't know. You know,
Yeah.
and of
I
course
imagine
they
it's like, was it like being on your own without being alone?
kind
Nice
of.
to
I
have your
mean, we
brother
were.
there.
Yeah,
It
I mean, we were
helps.
bunked up. Yeah, for sure. But we were bunked up in a little barracks area with a bunch of other kids, and they separated everybody out by age, and they separated the boys and the girls out and all that kind of stuff, and um
You went to
it,
singing camp.
it
Isn't
pretty
there a
much
movie where they do that?
uh maybe.
I think that was Magic Camp with Adam Devine. It
Oh
could have
yeah,
been a
yeah.
movie.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't like I said, it wasn't terrible. But me and my brother just kind of did our own thing, like
Yeah.
we carried a bunch of fishing gear with us, and they had
Oh,
like a lake out there, so we did some fishing on the lake, and then just kind of did our own thing. And met some cool people while we were there, but it wasn't like I don't remember any of those kids. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like didn't really connect with them, not
Hmm.
because didn't want to connect with them, but just not there long enough to really
A week's
do
not really
that.
long.
Exactly.
I mean,
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
you need like a month.
Yeah. So, but it was interesting.
No
I don't
perks, no Tony Perkins tops.
No, I mean everybody there was cool. The counselors and everybody was cool. I mean, you had and some of the camp counselors were like kids, but they were like, when we went, we were probably like I don't know, 12, 13. I was like 12 or 13 and my brother was like 10 or 11, somewhere in there. Um and the kids that were counselors were like 15, 16, 17. So they're like, "Oh, well, I've got some authority now." So those kids were
Yeah.
were kind of dicks, but
But they earned it. They probably had to deal with the dick before them. Like, now
yeah,
they're up there
yeah,
like, it's my turn to
yeah,
shine.
Well, I love how in the movie though they were, the grown-ups were sitting there trying to figure out what to do with Tony Perkins, and they were like, "Yeah, we called CPS, and yeah, it's gonna be 2 weeks." Like the most, incompetent.
W- Would you guys go to an adult camp?
No.
Mhm.
Come on.
That's called a cult, Griffin.
No, no, no. Like I'm just saying,
I
like
don't. I wouldn't be able to sleep, man. Like, that's the. I don't think anybody else would be able to sleep either if I do fall asleep. Like,
Yeah, I think
I'm
it'd
a
be
snorer,
one
dude.
of those things. Well, I think you're onto something though, Adam. I think that it would be hard to go to sleep
Oh
knowing that
yeah.
at any given moment you could wake up and just staring at you.
I
Like
feel like
you open up your
I'd be in there like trying to plot stuff and put people against people. It'd be like Survivor.
or no,
it'd be like
no,
Big
you just
Brother.
you wake up and some Chauncey motherfucker sitting there, chin in hands, going, "Hey."
You eat meat? Like what?
Yeah.
What are your views?
Uh,
What's your views on veganism? Got you a
mm,
book,
I'm gonna
and
kill
it's
you.
like it's the Communist Manifesto. Like some light reading.
but yeah, heavyweights. I mean,
Well, yeah, it's
It's a classic
yeah. I
from our
mean, these
childhood.
top,
Like you can't.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
definitely a. I mean, dude, you're clocking out for the day with this one.
yeah.
this is
I
back when they
mean,
knew how to make movies too. The '90s
yeah.
before it.
Did this
Well,
get
it
it?
was. It's a silly time from start to finish. Like, I mean, because the premise alone is ridiculous, but think about it. He wins the Apache Relay, and the kid's never driven
Yeah,
a go
I
kart in
Don't
his
know.
take long to
life.
figure that out. I mean,
But they went against
he
the
did drive it. He
MVPs,
when dude was
Adam. They
pushing
went
it.
against the. Yeah.
The Little Rascals. Did you see what they won with? Come on,
That's
You're right.
true.
they went up against that fucking spaceship and won. Like, I wanted one of those. That go kart's cool. But
What's
when the dude was
crazy?
pushing it,
Oh yeah, I would have passed out
yeah, that
first
wouldn't have been
lap.
no way I'd have been doing all
I would
that.
have. Yeah, I would have
I
had a
mean,
heart attack.
this is one of those movies where someone's like, I don't like scary movies. This is a safe bet. You're like, okay, heavyweights it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of other movies between heavyweights and the here and now, but it's comfy. It's a childhood movie. I don't think a lot of newer kids either might not relate to the jokes. They probably just come off boring to them, but because I mean, yeah, even now it'd be like, what's camp?
Yeah.
Well,
I wonder.
it's not
I would.
something you set up in a game.
Well,
Like,
I would love to see what the statistics for camp attendance has been over the past 20 years. You know what I'm
Ow.
saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
I
sure.
wonder, but I wonder if that's just. I wonder if that's something that we all assume. Like, I would love to be pleasantly surprised that that there is an uptick, just because, as there is a niche group of people younger than us now that take that fitness shit very seriously.
Yeah,
And maybe they always was, and I'm
Yeah,
just
but they're active. They go
but
hiking and
yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
they're
yeah.
not sitting there
But I
getting
mean,
camp.
but I'm thinking these would also be the same children that would sign up for something like that, or
I
be
don't
it.
think camps can operate anymore
Yeah.
like they used to. Like, I mean,
Oh,
just
like COVID and
well,
shit.
just with having enough money to keep it going. I mean, they come just
Yeah.
once a year. How much are they paying? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
it's
yeah.
like
not only
that's
that, but
high.
you have to think about the liability issues there too. You've got a bunch of strange people that you've never met watching your child for, you know, that
I mean,
could
yeah. There's
be
that whole
problematic.
social difference now too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the guy that lost all the weight, the way he
Yeah.
was dancing at the beginning. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
quit
It's like,
booty dancing in front of the kids.
yeah, like, what are we
This is
doing?
weird.
Bro, it's like, bro, grooming's for dogs.
Yeah.
Hmm. Um, man, I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was. It's been one of
Liability.
those kind of. It's been one of those kind of days, man. Um, but yeah, I think it would be interesting to see what those statistics are because just to like see how I think it would be an interesting study where like how has the social implications of like a scenario like that affected that, and just people getting away from just going outside, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's another casualty to stuff like that, kind of like with traditional trick or treating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's a bygone tradition.
Um, it's wild that Judd Apatow wrote this.
But I can see where, like,
Yes.
he almost curved into a joke, then took the left, like the Disney
Yeah.
Channel left.
Yeah. That was because whenever I was, watching the credits at the beginning, I was like, Judd Apatow wrote this. I'm like, it makes sense watching it, but like, I mean, I guess you got to start somewhere, right? But it's just
Yeah.
wild that, he's attached to this.
It even had Grandma's Boy in it. The cameraman, he owes me
Oh yeah.
$600, and he has the
I mean,
earring.
it's a humble start, yeah, and it has like a Happy Madison feel,
Oh yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
but without the like the extreme vulgarity. Like, you could have swapped, Tom, whoever it was that played Pat, the older guy. You could have swapped him out with Sandler.
Oh yeah.
100%. I mean, yeah. So here's my thing: was this a theatrical film, or was this just
Oh, it
developed
was
for the
in the
Disney
theaters, I
Channel?
believe. I think I got a release as a box office. So
Yeah. It doesn't say what the budget on it was though, but it made a decent amount of money. Hold on. It doesn't.
I mean,
s-
this was. I mean, the '90s was a golden era for Disney, live action and
Uh-huh.
animated. Like people just pulled up for it.
Oh yeah. I'd like to see a sequel. Like, why not? Why not sequelize this, but like make it adult, since all the people that would watch it would be, are
Yeah.
adults.
Well, the only way you could really reboot it would be, obviously through the modern lens, and that would completely fuck the movie up.
Yeah. So like they should do they should just do a sequel and just have like older Tony, the kids are all older now, that they get together and go, dude, this is it. You parody a slasher film where the kids get together and go back to Camp Hope after it's shut down, but Tony's out like just causing mayhem. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, this is where I lost my mind.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
His whole meltdown at the end,
Yes.
hilarious. He breaks the glass and he's like walking in it. Ugh. Backflipping.
And totally did not stick that landing.
Yeah. That's how you knew he was done.
Yeah.
It's like, he's done.
Well, it's like, how did he get up there? He went to that window.
Oh yeah, he was just chilling.
he's just perched up
propped
there.
up on his leg, like, oh yeah,
what a
that's what's been
terrific
happening.
film. The cinematography,
Yeah, look at the
the
cuts.
editing techniques.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
I mean, you're right. His performance is absolutely why you come back to.
Yeah,
yeah,
he saves it.
for sure. I
And
mean, I'm gonna
that's
give
the
it.
first time I was like, Ben Stiller's fucking funny. He
Yeah,
was, he had the Ben Stiller show.
yeah,
He did stuff before, but it was like, no, this dude's funny.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give it a star.
100%.
I mean, I would
Yeah,
definitely.
same.
This is just a nice little comfy movie to throw
Yeah.
on. You know.
When he's meditating, and it's that shot of the sun, and he's like split the mane of the horse. He says some other dumb shit. He's like, respect the silence of the chief. It's like,
He went all in on it.
Oh yeah, he should have won an Oscar. You
For
know what I
real.
mean? Like really, he went that hard on a Disney kids movie. It's like what?
I forgot it was a Disney flick.
Yeah,
Back when they were
wild.
good.
I mean, are we gonna use that to transition over to the
You already know what I'm
Acolyte?
doing. Trav, you watched it,
Alright.
right?
yeah.
Now look, I will say the final like 5 seconds was the best 5 seconds I've seen so far
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah.
But I'm like, really? You gonna stop right there with that? Like,
yeah. Yeah. The wrist flick.
we'll never see what happened there.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Here's like okay, here's
And-
my
and-
issues.
And I don't. And here's my thing. I do not give a shit about the
pronoun thing.
I don't care about that. Don't care about the Katie Moody,
dude.
whatever controversy. Don't give. Like,
What?
here's my thing. If we're this far in and it matters, then what are we doing here?
Well, I just want to make sure we all saw that same episode. And it had the same like the girl was in the jungle, and then there's a scream, which I think was that little creature screaming that everybody heard.
Yes.
And then that guy runs back, and she's like, "I think I'm done. I don't want to do none of this." And it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like what? What just happened?
And it's weird because like it seems like there was a moment there
Something that was just
where
cut out.
the
Now, will
yeah
we see that
the
later? I don't know, but that was terrible to leave that.
yes
You know, later they'll be like, "This is what happened in that moment." You know, she had a
yeah
vision from her mother.
yeah
Her mother
or
was like, "You're being a bad person."
well I was thinking that like maybe the sisters communicated via the force or something like
Like
it's
they're another example of a dyad or something.
yeah and it was but they didn't show that and it's like why would you not and then not only that but it's like OSHA's like demeanor towards her sister really didn't change after you know what I mean like it's
Yeah.
just it's weird and why are you going to build up to in live action as far as I know the first ever Wookiee Jedi right
Yeah.
And then do nothing with it.
yeah and just kill him off and
Mm-hmm.
off screen and why would you do that like what are we I don't
Maybe
know
there's a
man
clause where they can't kill Wookiees on screen.
yeah I mean and that would
Maybe
be
Lucas
okay I
was like, "You can't
guess
kill Wookiees on screen, okay?
yeah
Just like
yeah
be on screen." I doubt that, but
yeah but it's so weird that they decided to go that route with it. And then it's like we spend 40 minutes walking around in the woods not accomplishing anything.
for her to be like, "I don't want to do this,"
Yeah.
and then
Out of
she gets pinned
nowhere.
with the crime anyway. They get there,
Exactly.
and
Right.
it's like, "Fuck! Why'd you go in
Yeah.
there? Don't touch anything."
It's so weird, man. And then why are they trying like of course with the previous episode with them hinting at the kids were concepted via the force or whatever, but they also bring back like one of the members of the Jedi Council that like canonically wasn't supposed to be alive but is alive apparently. It's weird. Like why what like they're trying to rewrite the history of Star Wars with the show
Well,
alone.
and the thing about it is that like we know the stuff that's going on, and I feel like the best that we can really try to do without drumming the same things that we know is obviously going on with Star Wars, and it's to try to just make what little sense of the show that they're trying to do because anything it's like if you just look at it as delightful fan fiction, then it's
Yeah.
not a bad time. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense that if we're trying to tell consistent stories and all this stuff, why not I mean, we're in a time period where even though it's not I know I'm off by a few hundred years, but if we're going to go back if we're going to completely remove ourselves from Skywalker, the events of the Skywalker saga, the Galactic Civil War, and all that, why not do the fucking Old Republic?
Well, but so they're working on a movie right now that is going to be taking place like what 2,500 years in the past. It's like, what are they going to do in that movie that's going to just completely ruin the franchise as a whole? Like, this is their test run, right? This is their what can we get away with that fans are going to not completely flip out about? That's what's happening with the Acolyte, and
Well,
I feel
it's like they're trying to they're trying to remedy whatever qualms that the era that the original movies were made and holding them like am I cutting out really bad?
Oh,
I mean, it happens occasionally, but
Oh,
it's not been
well, I
constant.
mean, well, it's like they're trying to keep it to where whatever issues people have with the prequels and the original trilogy, they're trying to have it where it's like, oh, well, it's always been this way, and that's just they're taking the idea of from a certain point of view, that whole speech that Obi-Wan does, they're taking it and they're spreading it so fucking thin to the point where it's just kind of dumb.
Yeah, I agree. But like, what about? I mean, seriously, what about the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy would be considered problematic now?
Well, let's just go there. White savior,
I wasn't gonna say it, but that's what I was thinking.
damsel in distress,
Who
no
turned out to be a
represent.
badass?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if people actually watched and paid attention,
Yeah,
the token black guy is actually not a black guy. He's actually someone that comes in and saves at the end. He's just as much a hero as everyone else. Lando.
he might. He's got. And let's be fair here. Each of these points, I might hit on something. Has one
Oh,
of the
and I agree with you.
he has one of the best story arcs in Return of the Jedi, or what, Empire? It was, yeah. He had one of the
Yeah,
best arcs because it's like he shows up as Han's friend, then sells them out to the Empire, and then double crosses the Empire. Like Lando is a great character. You know what I mean? So, I
hmm
mean, I don't know. The whole white
Well,
savior thing, it's like you can apply that to so much stuff though. I mean, look at
oh, for
Lord of the Rings.
sure. Oh, for sure. But see, that's the
Also,
point is that it's
look
not
at the new
the
Lord of the
point.
Rings.
The point is that it's not solely Star Wars that did it. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
that whole time period and since then, before then, all of that. And this is an attempt to try to ham fist as much of that other stuff into it. And look, I don't care about the casting. I really don't. I don't care what the characters are doing. Just make them good, make them engaging, make it well written, and I will stick along for the ride. And I don't care whose story is being told.
Yeah.
But if it's poorly written and just not fucking interesting, it's
Yes.
got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Well, have y'all seen the thing going around where it's like it shows the reviews for the show, and it's like the only reason reviews are bad is because there's a woman lead, and then it shows what was the thing they based Andor on? What was that show?
It was Rogue One.
Yeah, they show Rogue One. The reviews, they're over 80. I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's got a chick in it,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
And let's not forget that even though people are quick to do the Kathleen Kennedy argument for the worst Star Wars stuff that comes out, her name is slapped on the best too. So as much as I know people want to gravitate to her decision making, and a lot of stuff is on her end.
She was a producer back then,
Yeah, but but that being said though, like, we can't just chalk it up to producers and all that stuff. What we got to do is hold the writers accountable.
Well, yes, we've got to hold the writers accountable, but someone approves all of this stuff.
But
Right?
but it's old news that we already know that the heads of these production companies, the producers, all that, at the end of the day, they only give a shit as long as the product's selling. And if it's a product that they happen to have some sort of, skin in by whatever level, then they're just going to keep forcing it until you do like it.
Well, even though the
And
reviews are
I
bad,
mean,
people are watching it.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
like
like a
you
win.
have,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
no,
watched.
there's no good, there's no such thing as bad press.
Yeah. People are watching it just to see how bad it is.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's the issue.
And it's like, okay.
Because on the one hand, yeah, can't take everyone's word for it. Can't, art's in the eye of the beholder. But on the other end of it, the only way companies know to stop making stupid decisions is when those decisions reap no benefit. As long as they're still getting the ratings and the views, or they gauge that stuff now through streaming, as long as those numbers are still rolling in, they're gonna assume, okay, we're
Yeah.
doing something right. So
Well, it's making money, so
Yeah. But
exactly,
who cares if
it's
some
fu-
nerds are mad?
but it's
yeah,
following the same trend as like a lot of other stuff, right?
Like
Because it's
video
like,
games.
well, not
hmm
video games, but look at like Captain Marvel, right? Like you have a lot of people. The Marvels made a decent amount of money, right? Like not comparatively to Captain Marvel, it didn't make that kind of money, but it still made a decent amount of money. But what that also did was like people went and watched it for the train wreck, and then also was like, yeah, I think I'm done with this for a while. And it's like the Acolyte, I think, is doing the same thing right now. People are watching it for the train wreck of all of it. And then after this, they can be like, yeah, the last thing that I watched was the Acolyte. And that's when I quit giving a shit about Star Wars.
yeah.
And, it is what it is at the end of the day. Like,
And and I hate to resort to stuff that a million people have already seen, but we've seen the comparison in the reviews to say House of the Dragon. I see that a lot on the internet where they'll show the Rotten Tomato score and the critics the audience score, and those discrepancies are very clear because that right now people just hate it for the showrunner. It's like, well, House of the Dragons ran by women, and that show's doing just fine.
I love it. Great show. Just
And it
started
bums
season
me,
2.
and it bums me out because the reason why I have started House of the Dragon isn't because of anything on the behind the scenes level. It's just because Game of Thrones was such a taxing journey with such an albeit semi disappointing ending that it's hard for me to get excited to want to go back to Westeros.
Well,
yeah,
what I like about the show is it was almost like the concept of Game of Thrones was awesome, you
Oh,
know?
for sure.
So this is like Game of Thrones, but clear slate. Because it's so far before any of that, that doesn't matter what happened there. So that's what's cool about the
That's
show. Like they started over. It's like, okay,
right.
and I know
let's do some new.
yeah, and with this one, it's like the Targaryens are an actual established family that you have to see and deal with. If I'm like if they're pulling from the book, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't read any of them, but
I've only skimmed through pages of it. I'd gotten it as a gift one year, and
I mean, they're also gonna do more spinoffs. But I like this one. It's good. It's got Matt Smith in it. He's great.
see that, and that's the
The
big
main
pull for
lead
me
is
is
great.
I want to see how he's faring now because I think the last role I saw Matt Smith in was when he was playing Skynet, like one of the Terminator movies.
Yeah.
Well, I just know that this is not gonna get like 8 seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's where
it's
they
gonna be a
fucked up
very
before. Like it'll get its run. It'll be done.
Yeah.
yeah.
The story will be told. That'll be it.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
mean, with a show like that on a grand scale like that, you want to try to have as much awesome, like all the good eye candy that you can muster, but there's something to be said about leaving a little bit for people to want more. Ending on a note where people are like, "Dude, that was so good. I would watch a sequel now." Stuff like that. Being
yeah.
able to go out on a high note like that is a luxury very few shows and films really get to have.
Yeah. But back to what you were saying on that, Trav, is like it's that argument on both sides is so exhausting about who the writer is, what their gender is, what their race is.
Their
Like,
agenda.
yeah, like, well, it's just the thing is like on both sides. Well, you guys don't like this because it's a woman writer, or whatever. Or on the other side of it, it's like I don't want to watch that because it's a woman writer. It's like no, 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 no. I'm sick of hearing this shit. Like,
Well,
write good fucking TV
stop
and
making a
fucking
subpar product. Like
exactly.
this, it's not that hard. Like
Yeah,
these conversations and debates on all these different people's ideologies, that can still keep happening for the people that feed off that, I guess, if it's their shtick. But they can all still sit down and competently write a good story based in the Star Wars universe. and they can even plug whatever stupid fucking message they feel so inclined to do, and it can still be a thing where people go, "Yep, I see what they're putting down," but this show is still fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's good, like, or be able to do something like that. And the reality is that and it's not just the Acolyte. Like this has been happening for a while.
Yeah.
Even the best, even like for crying out loud, the show I thought would be the worst ended up being probably one of the best, and it's Andor.
Yeah. It's just such an exhausting thing. Like and especially coming off the heels of like the writer's strike and everything else that was going on, it's like, dude, I don't care who writes what. I don't care. I just want whatever they're writing to be good and enjoyable.
Well, like my thing is, it's like, dude, even if they still want to retain complete like responsibility or accountability on certain decisions that they make on some of these shows, fine, whatever. At least call Favreau.
No, they don't want him involved.
No, and I don't think Favreau wants to be involved.
Because it's safe to say, because it's safe to say though that out of all the Disney Plus stuff, Mandalorian season 2 is still probably the best non-movie Star Wars
had the best
product
run
that
so
was
far.
made. Like
out of all
season
of it,
3
even
of
Andor, because that's just one season. They've managed to pull off several seasons of.
And the hype for season 2 on that is real.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a
Andor.
movie. Not Andor, the Mandalorian.
No, what I'm saying is the hype for Andor season 2 is huge, man. Like people are.
I love the show.
Like, and people are very much vocal about being like, "Yo, let's cook. We're fine. We'll wait."
That was a creeper show.
Yeah.
And I'll absolutely admit it. The first few episodes were.
Oh, I remember.
I wasn't feeling it. I was a doubter, 100%. Then On Program shows up, and I'm like, okay,
cook.
Okay, he's stirring the pot. Okay, I'll wait a minute. Because as much as there were little moments that I enjoyed with Obi-Wan Kenobi, had no reason to be made. None whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, what happened? I mean, what did it add to the story?
Yeah.
What was the big takeaway?
Wow, Obi-Wan and Vader really have some beef. Cool.
Oh, you brought Christian back. Yeah. You had Obi-Wan put the suit on again. Okay.
It was the young Leia stuff.
And that was fucking stupid. Flea chased him like
that. That's how you know what I mean?
That's how I'll never forget that pedophile chase through the woods that Flea did.
I remember them fighting when he put the fire ring around him.
Yeah,
well, I remember that. I was like, "Oh, fire again!"
And I thought the shots of Alderaan were cool, but that's something anyone could throw together in Unreal if they wanted.
But then I was thinking, nah, man, Darth Vader would kill his ass.
And the show that really kind of pissed me off was Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, right.
Because like that show, like because Boba Fett that we got in Mando, not Boba Fett we got in Book of Boba.
Well, I think what happened was the chick they fired, they just morphed whatever that show was supposed to be into his thing. He was probably going to be in it.
Yeah.
You know, and they were like, let's just make this his thing. Like, everybody loves Boba Fett. It's like, well,
what's
the costume?
Well, like they even, well, like the way Rodriguez handled that show, the way Rodriguez handled the ending of that show was kind of poorly done. Because, I mean, think about it. If I'm recalling it correctly, like they have the big thing terrorizing the town that the Hutts have released on them.
I just remember the
Boba Fett, you know, is like, all right, guess I'll get that fucking rancor in my basement.
Yeah.
And they even made Mando a fucking idiot. Like, how many times did he swing the Darksaber at that fucking shield and it just bounced right off? Like, not the pragmatic bounty hunter we were introduced to.
Yeah.
Well,
I haven't watched the new episode of The Acolyte, and like,
what dropped today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just taxing. You know what I mean? Like,
it won't be long. It'll be over.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
got 8
That's the way I
episodes. This
feel.
is episode 5. Yeah.
well, one thing that they were, you know, the one thing about the whole pulling babies from the forest and all of that,
Oh,
they were kind of already chiseling away at that as far back as Clone Wars. And I hate that, like, because it just kind of just came to mind. Like, there was an episode, and it kind of dabbles with Ahsoka, so there is some relevance here, pod, other than showing how bored I was
Oh,
at watching Clone
that was
Wars.
also a great show led by a female.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Oh yeah. Ahsoka,
I mean,
of all, it was good, man. I still want a ridiculous recreation of her hopping over ships, flying down from the atmosphere, beating a literal fleet of ships to the ground, like on foot, because that happens in Clone Wars. But I mean, because animation. But anyway, um, shit,
well, who
I'm
doesn't
just
love
hopping all over
Rosario
the
Dawson?
place.
I mean,
Yeah, for real, right?
and
Right?
everything.
Yeah.
While you're
I
thinking
lost my
of
train of
that,
thought there.
in 3 weeks, that this show has more audience reviews than 3 seasons of Mandalorian.
Oh, I
That's a
believe it.
headline. Yeah, oh, I believe it. There's a lot of, and that's. I mean, dude, there's no such
Oh,
thing as bad publicity. I mean, they're watching it. People are talking about it. People will tune
okay.
in just to see if it's really that bad.
It's sad that when you said Acolyte, it made me remember that. So with Acolyte, the whole Force, the whole Jesus story playing out with the Force, like we can conceive babies and stuff.
Now,
Okay,
look, that's a cool concept. I mean, really,
well,
to
all right.
think
So in
about
the
the
Clone
Force,
yeah,
making a baby and like who's possibly behind
well,
that. That's kind of cool.
yeah, and
How do you fuck that up?
it's the underlying thing that makes Anakin's character
And
so
Disney was like,
important
"Hold
to
my
Star
daiquiri.
Wars. Well,
Let's just fuck this
in
up."
in Clone Wars, there's an episode where Anakin and Ahsoka end up on this weird planet, and it's guarded by the father, the daughter, and the son. The
Holy
the
Ghost and the
Star
Spirit,
Wars Triforce.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly. And what that is basically they were the embodiments of the Force, the neutral, the light, and the dark. And in that episode, Anakin essentially fulfills the prophecy of bringing balance, because he does. He brings balance to that planet. And so that always made me wonder, and maybe I didn't look into it deep enough, or there's some little paragraph I didn't read somewhere that explains it. But if he's already fulfilled that quote unquote prophecy, then everything playing out in the Skywalker saga wasn't necessarily prophecy being fulfilled, but it was the aftermath of just Anakin becoming evil.
Mhm.
And so this whole idea of them nullifying Anakin's importance to the Force by being born of it, I mean, they kind of wrapped that up before his whole arc even like finished, really. I mean, yeah, you can still tie it to where it's like, yeah, he overthrew the Emperor, he brought balance because he went from Sith to Jedi again. But I mean, it's just it's becoming so convoluted now that it's like, why do people even give a shit about the lore?
I don't.
It got convoluted back whenever Disney bought it and said, "Hey, you remember all that 30 plus years of books and comics and all that other stuff? Yeah, it don't matter
40.
anymore. Yeah, none of that matters anymore." So it's almost like a futile effort to try to debate
Yeah,
that
but
type
it
of stuff
does
now.
matter, and the people are going to let it be known.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
They won't win.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand a lot of those arguments and I back some of them, but the futility of it all is, I don't know.
Oh,
We just got to ride it
I
out,
can't
man.
wait to see the next episode.
yeah. I mean, and that's what I was saying. Like, I don't like if they're gonna start retconning stuff, all that stuff. Like, I'm not so deeply like obsessed with Star Wars lore and all that stuff that like it's gonna ruin my existence. Just write good stories.
Well, and if you're gonna do little deep dives, deep cuts, make them be worthwhile. Like first off, no one gives a fuck about Ki-Adi-Mundi at all until it became a plausible argument talking point. And if I had one nitpick gripe, it would have been, and not because the showrunner hired her wife to play the role or whatever, but you have the photo here in the chat of the I can't remember what the green Jedi Master. Why not make that Yoda? I mean, anytime we ever saw Yoda at the Jedi Academy, he was teaching. So, I mean, it kind of would have made sense that in a sequence where, young ones were learning new lessons in the Force and stuff, you'd see Master Yoda in front of them. Just kind of makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, we got what, 4 episodes left, I guess technically, with the episode that dropped today. So
I
if they're
think
going,
I think it's I think as far as the Acolyte's concerned, though, just on the Acolyte story, I think we're just seeing the rule of two being established, kind of playing out in front of us. And if they do some sort of Plagueis twist at the end, bravo, I guess. Who the fuck knows? But
yeah,
you know, I still think so. I can't remember their name. I still think the one of those been hiding in plain sight. It's gonna be a Palpatine all over again.
You know why that's not Yoda, right? That's her wife. She cast
Yeah,
her
yeah.
wife
Well, I'm saying,
as one
like,
of the main
sure,
characters.
put her in the show as a main character, but I mean, for a character like that, it's like, dude, like Yoda's an easy pull.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah,
have her as like a commander for, the Republic. I mean, there's. I'm not saying don't use people that you know as like casting. I mean, people do it all the time in Hollywood, but I don't know. Like I said, that's just my one. If I had to nitpick the shit out of something, it'd be that.
yeah. Just bad writing, bad decisions, bad writing. But we got a little bit of movie news here I'm gonna run into real quick. So Ice Cube provides an update on Friday 4. So appearing on Flava Flav's SiriusXM show Flavor of the Week, the subject of another Friday movie came up, with Ice Cube providing an update on the sequel, which he's been trying to get off the ground for a long time. So it's currently titled Last Friday. He says we're working on it in reference to the new film, and commented that now Warner Brothers is under new leadership, the film has some traction. So this is what he had to say. We're working on it. We finally got some traction with Warner Brothers. They have new leadership. My man Mike DeLuca, who used to be at New Line when I first started, when I first did the first Friday and Players Club and All About the Benjamins, Mike DeLuca was there. So now he's running Warner Brothers, and him and my man Michael Gruber was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on with Friday? Man, let's get this shit back online." So it sounds like we're gonna get a Friday movie sooner than later. Hopefully, right?
I remember he wanted the rights. Did he get the rights?
I think he did.
Okay.
I mean,
Um,
Friday will always be just a comfy franchise,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
For better or worse, you know.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'd love to see them all get together one more time. You know what I mean?
Maybe have
Get the
Pop's
band back.
funeral.
Yeah, get the band
He
back
deserves a
together
send off.
for sure. Right, for sure.
Smokey comes home
Yep, love to see it,
and they
man.
get into some shenanigans. Like,
Yeah, and bring everybody back, dude. Everybody. Why not? But yeah, hopefully we'll get it. Like if they're working on it, sounds like they're writing it right now. Hopefully we'll get it soon. So
I'm
here's
just
something.
saying, in a world of crossovers, Why can't Craig and Smokey meet Jay and Silent Bob?
They can.
I mean, that would be wild.
Weed Con, you know?
Well, like the way
Yeah.
that stuff's now, like why don't they have a weed store?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We took Pop's insurance money. We opened a weed store.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right.
He's like, yeah, like Jason Mewes rolls up and goes, "Yo, Silent Bob, they got strains we ain't ever fucking heard of." And there's actually one who goes, he's like, "Oh shit, he's like, "Oh shit, Bob, I think I filled the cup," and it's actual bag of weed called steak nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
So next up here, the biggest streaming service has just been shut down by the FBI.
Holy shit!
What'd you do, Adam?
I mean, it wasn't me.
According to the Department of Justice, a federal jury in Las Vegas convicted 5 men this week for their roles in running one of the largest unauthorized streaming services in the United States, which generated millions of dollars in subscription revenue while causing substantial harm to television program copyright owners. The streaming service was called Jetflix and had more content than Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, and Vudu combined, and charged people $9.99 a month. As the DOJ press release states, the Jetflix group used sophisticated computer scripts and software to scour pirate websites for illegal copies of television episodes, which they then downloaded and hosted on Jetflix servers. The group reproduced hundreds of thousands of copyrighted television episodes without authorization. Just 5 people
mean-
operated Jetflix, all of whom were convicted for conspiracy to commit criminal copyright infringement. 4 of the men face a maximum of 5 years in prison, while one man also receives 2 counts of money laundering by concealment and 3 counts of misdemeanor criminal copyright infringement, and thus faces a maximum sentence of 48 years in prison.
So have either of you guys heard of Jetflix?
Never heard of
'Cause
it.
this is the first time
No.
it must have been a
Nah.
well-kept secret.
Well, like that's the thing, man. You can't charge for it. Once you start doing that, you're going down.
Breaking the law.
$10 a month,
Yeah.
and they just took all those streaming services and had it all.
Yeah,
Netflix,
yeah.
Prime, and Hulu just had it. Just probably everything. I mean,
Yeah. So it says here the success of Jetflix signals a consumer desire for simplicity, one streaming service that collects everything in one place. I believe we've talked about that before. The function that cable television used to serve. It also reflects the
Sorry.
the tenuous state of streaming these days, as if the only way to make money through streaming anymore is by doing it illegally. If you aren't Netflix, it's hard. It's hard out there for a streamer. And the future of streaming, a new report from the New York Times, the failing business model of streaming is laid bare. The once mighty Paramount, which owns the famed Paramount Studios, CBS, and a bevy of cable channels, recently replaced its chief executive and failed to sell itself after months of negotiations. Warner Brothers Discovery is frantically paying down its $43 billion in debt. Disney laid off thousands of workers and pushed out its chief executive as streaming losses mounted, and had to fend off a proxy contest from the activist investor Nelson Peltz. Paramount, the media empire controlled by Shari Redstone, lost $1.6 billion on streaming last year. Comcast lost $2.7 billion on its Peacock streaming service. Disney lost about $2.6 billion on its service, which includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Warner Brothers Discovery says its Max streaming service eked out a profit last year, but only by including HBO sales through cable distributors.
$43 billion is more than California's debt.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yes.
Terrible decisions were made.
Well,
Numbers were cooked.
Well, the thing is like it's that age old problem. There's too much content
Too
that's
much.
being produced on too many drastically different streaming services, and with the binge method,
Yep.
you can subscribe to HBO Max for 1 month out of a year and watch everything that you want to watch on HBO Max, and then the next month
and be done.
Well, it
Yeah.
also shows too that while we like options, don't like paying for.
Well, I subscribe to several services,
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
but
But
I'm not going to be able to subscribe to all of them. I mean, goddamn, you
not
know,
all at once. Yeah, and
I need
think
them to bundle some shit.
well, it's
Dude, they
also
did it for
like
the what was it? Infinity doing that bundle. That's a great bundle. It's like Hulu,
well, they
Max, and
can't.
Netflix, and it's like, but you have to have you got to pay $300 a month just to get that bundle for $40. Like,
Yeah.
stupid.
Like, they
But I'm
can't.
seeing a bunch of
They
tax write off here. 2.7 billion. Whoa, that's a hell of a write off.
Yeah.
well, they can't.
Good times
They
to have big
can't.
write offs. All I'm
They
saying.
can't. They can't sit there and think that people are gonna be like returning customers when they binged everything, and so naturally, yeah, they tire of what they like on Netflix, so they jump to Prime Video, do the same
Well,
rinse
like
repeat to all the other
the
ones.
only reason I have Prime and I watch The Boys on there. They got a lot of good shows. The like Outlaws or whatever. It's a British show. It's got Stephen Merchant. There's a lot of good shows on there. But the only
Yeah.
reason I have it is because I want free shipping.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget I have it. And I'm like, oh shit, I've got this. I'll go check. My
Yeah.
problem when it comes to anything, Netflix, if I get on there and start looking around, I'm like, I have a hard time picking something because there's so much.
Yeah.
And you start going through it, and it's like, well, I could watch this. And it's like, well, but what? I mean, oh,
Yeah.
the score doesn't look good.
Yeah.
What about this? I spend too much time. I have
think
to
that-
have something in mind to watch when I get on.
Right.
Exactly.
And then I'll
There
just
has
go
to be
straight to it.
You got to be
pick it.
incentivized.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, back in the day, even when we were kids,
We're
there
killed
were
for some fucking Netflix, you know?
but on cable and even on local channels, there was events. Like there was stuff that every single person watched. You know
Oh.
what I mean?
Who TV Guide?
Yes.
You had to
Yeah.
get that thing, map it out. All right,
Yes.
all right, they're having the season finale of Seinfeld. Friends was huge. King of
Yeah,
Queens.
yeah.
Like, there was 30 million viewers for an episode of TV.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That don't
So-
happen anymore.
Yeah, and it's like now whenever when Stranger Things drops, it's like sure, you have people that go on there and watch the whole season in one day. You have people that'll spread it out over a week or so. You have people that'll wait for a couple of weeks and then
Yeah, for it to finish.
yeah.
Well, like
And
I think there's something to be said about the event stuff, like you're talking about, man. Because I was just sitting there thinking as well, like, and granted, there's been a gap of
Cutting out.
there was a gap of time where I stopped watching basic TV and all that stuff. But I remember back in the day, think about how many people were tuning in the night that they just let the X Games keep rolling until
when Tony Hawk
did the
did the thing?
900.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a
I
big deal.
mean, yeah, and I mean, you get to have those kind of moments, but you don't get to have it when you're behind a fucking paywall.
Well, back then,
Yeah.
like the Super Bowl with the commercials, you used to have to
Well, I mean-
watch the Super Bowl to see the commercials. Now, during the Super Bowl, they put them all on YouTube.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch the
And-
Super Bowl. You just go to YouTube and watch. There's a playlist they'll make. Like, here's all the
Which-
Super Bowl commercials.
Which got me thinking too, WWE announced that they're going to be having Raw on Netflix now to go with their new
Whoa.
rebranding. It's going to be more edgier,
Okay,
they're
yeah,
it's
they're
going to
getting
be
back into the attitude.
absolutely.
Triple H is in charge.
Um,
Okay,
And then
Good
they're
move.
also they've got the Tyson Paul fight coming up.
whenever they
So I'm wondering.
reschedule that.
I'm
yeah.
wondering. I'm just wondering how heavy of a subscriber base they're going to get back and grow by just those two moves alone.
I will say that Netflix is killing it in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the first things they did was that Chris Rock live stream after he
Yeah.
got slapped. That was huge. And then they did the football player,
Tom Brady.
the roast. Oh, 3 hours, dude. I watched that whole thing and wasn't like, man, I'm sitting here through this whole thing. No, it was great.
Yeah.
You got me to
Oh,
sit
it
through
was-
3
it was-
hours.
Oh, Tony Hitchcliffe got you
Oh.
to want to be happy about it.
Well, when you see that, it's like, we're back.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're back.
Hinchcliffe fucking got up there and just straight
Slaughtered the room.
annihilated. Oh, he pulled out a Tommy gun of jokes and laughed as he fired it, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, it's one of those things where they try to use like social media, you know, as a way to incentivize people to watch something when it drops because of the fear of like spoilers and things like that, right? But the culture of everything has kind of shifted in a way where it's
Yep.
like the way that the way that shows are made now, at least good
Mhm.
shows are made now, is like, sure, you might get spoiled for one specific thing, but they're so dense and not
Yeah.
in a bad way that you still find yourself enjoying it even if you get spoiled by something, you know? Um, but I don't think that trying to use the social media to push people to watch stuff is it's not working the way that it did work, you know, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Well, for instance, and I'm gonna use this as an example right now. Um, Three Body Problem. Griffin, there's a part in that show where they stuff a head in a satellite, make it ride a detonation of nukes.
right.
That sounds fucking badass, don't it?
Yeah.
But there's so much more to that, dude.
Yeah.
So much more. It's just a statement, but it don't have the nuance and the context to make you go, "Oh fuck, they're gonna do this." Like you could still sit down right now, fire that show up, and by the time it even gets to something like that being talked about, you don't care.
Yeah.
That's a Netflix show. Netflix has 269.6 million paid subscribers.
Yeah.
Hey, and I mean, hey, and
That's
shameless unpaid promotion for Netflix. Three Body Problem is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
That's one of the best sci-fi shows I've seen in a long time.
Right.
check out
But
Dark
yeah,
Matter. You'll like it. Apple show.
Will do.
It's available.
Heard.
yeah, I'm interested to see how studios if they're gonna shut their streaming services down or
They
you know,
can't.
if they'll try to pivot,
Well, I
you know,
mean,
in
they
some way.
can't. How they gonna make money? Theater?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, ain't nobody going back to the theater unless it's fucking Deadpool.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know? All these TV and
Man,
these TV shows are great, dude.
I haven't seen where anyone's dropped the article in our movie news thread here. But when we get to some Marvel stuff, man, I've seen a pretty wild thing on there earlier before I got on.
Is it a
Well,
spoiler?
I don't. Yeah, I
Nah,
don't.
it's a
We don't want to know
cameo.
that.
It's a purported cameo.
Well, I don't have any Marvel news, so go ahead and drop it before we go to the next.
Our old boy Wesley Snipes will be appearing as Blade.
Oh,
Yeah, that they talked about that
yeah.
a while back.
I mean, it's nothing to make you want to go bust out and go,
In
yeah,
what?
grandfather.
Deadpool thing?
Yeah, like
That's a safe
I
bet.
assume.
Yeah.
I assume it's going to be cameo central because of the fact that the
Yeah.
different companies
Well, the
bleeding
last
into
movie
each
they made
other.
with all the cameos made a bunch of money, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last couple.
yeah,
Well, I mean, Multiverse of Madness kind of kick-started it, man.
yeah,
Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man was like cha-ching.
yeah.
Y'all like member berries? We found an untouched vine right here. You want to get it?
So speaking of Star Wars New Jedi Order director is drowning out the fandom while making Rey sequel. So Shareem Abed Shinoy plans to drown out the toxic side of the Star Wars fandom and the fandom in general while working on her upcoming Rey movie. Discussing the project carefully with Variety, Shinoy addressed being the target of overly critical fans, many of whom have called her hiring for the sequel another example of Disney wokeism, with threats to boycott the Rey movie titled New Jedi Order when it's released. but Shinoy is aware of and even somewhat understands the passion felt by Star Wars fans and will ignore all of it until she is done. The greatest thing about Star Wars is that everyone has a personal connection to it, everyone is passionate about it, and throughout the fandom, people have clear ideas about who should direct or what the story should be about. I'm just drowning out those voices until I'm done. While she can't reveal too much about the Rey movie, Shinoy does tease elements for both new and old fans in her debut story set in the galaxy far, far away. As a storyteller, I'm focused on drawing new moviegoers into the cinema and bringing a sense of nostalgia that will appeal to older fans of the series.
Well, here's my thing,
Hmm.
and it has nothing to do with behind the scenes stuff. It's strictly story based. I would really like them to explore as part of her air quote journey as a female Jedi is to reconcile the fact that she is in fact a Palpatine
Yeah.
and have it to where, you know, people in the galaxy realize who she was and, you know, have it, you know, some sins of the father kind of come into
That's a pretty
play.
big deal.
Yeah, like you're essentially the daughter of
10
the
years
emperor.
later, we're doing this movie,
Yeah.
by the way, which
Yeah.
is wild. It was, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, time's funny these
Not
days.
her problem. We've all talked about that before. We like her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
Go look that director up, though.
yeah, I know. I've
Yeah.
already done some
Yeah.
background. And
Journalist.
yeah, I know. And it's wild to me. It's like I think that that's one of the biggest issues, in my opinion, with like these franchise, films is like if you drown out the fans, the people that are paying money, people that are wanting to boycott your film, if you're gonna just completely ignore those fans, like sure, you want to do something unique, you want to do something interesting, but making a complete left turn and making something that just does look at the acolyte making something that looks like Star Wars but doesn't feel like Star Wars or
Mm.
resemble Star Wars in any notable way from a storytelling perspective, like you're hurting yourself, you're hurting your own career, but it's almost like a Teflon situation, right? I made this. People didn't like it. They didn't like it because of their bigots and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. It wasn't the movie being bad
Or
or
the
being
writing.
poorly written. Yeah. Or, anything like that. It was just all this social crap that's going on that everybody gets wrapped up into. So careers don't suffer. That's the
And,
problem, I think.
She did 2 episodes of
and
Miss Marvel.
well, here's something else I'm wondering too. How's Kylo Ren going to play into it now? Because Adam Driver's done.
He's done.
Well, he died, right?
Yeah.
No, she saved him with the force, right?
Yeah,
She she
she
healed
brought
him.
him back to life. Yeah.
I think she's gonna go into exile and try to start
So
her
she's gonna
own
be like
version.
Luke, like
Yeah, but it's her
milking
version of
those
what
things,
the
whatever those things
yeah,
were.
the blue titty milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming
Well, I
back.
just think,
Alright with
I
that.
think, I think, I think the sequel writes itself. Given what we were given, I think that if we start it and it's a story of her, you know, reconciling her own name, you know, trying to shed being a Palpatine, actually being a Skywalker. It has the makings to be a real story. I mean, it's there.
Yeah,
But I mean that same statement can probably be made to a lot of other Star Wars stuff too. But
yeah. But yeah, drown it out. Let's see what you got. So Batman 2 gets an exciting production update from Andy Serkis. So Vengeance is returning to Gotham City as Andy Serkis has revealed that Batman Part 2 begins filming later this year. Of course, Serkis plays Alfred in Matt Reeves' Batman, the longtime butler. Serkis' iteration of the character's younger version than fans are used to, with Alfred usually being depicted as around 80 plus years old in the comics and played by Michael Caine and Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, but his younger age lines up with the film's younger depiction of Bruce Wayne. Andy Serkis recently appeared at Ace Superhero Comic Con 2024 and spoke about the eagerly anticipated sequel. Circus began teasing fans, pretending to give away the entire plot of the sequel, saying, "Well, there's this huge arc, which you've got." Nah, I'm not going to give anything away. Um, so it says the English actor then told the audience how much he knew about the new movie. Circus also gave fans a rough timeline of the film's production and release date. After the unexpected reveal, he had nothing but praise for director Matt Reeves, lauding his writing skills and teasing an excellent script for the new movie. Basically, I know nothing about the movie other than that I've just found out that we're probably likely to be starting filming early next year. Therefore, if you do the math, it'll be around a year and a half after that. I know Matt Reeves is working really hard on the script. Matt Reeves being Matt Reeves, the extraordinary filmmaker that he is, I can only assume that it's going to be another brilliant script because I thought what he did with the first film was pretty amazing. I love working with Pattinson, and I really look forward to playing Alfred once more. So it's going to be some time. But hey,
I mean,
it's
dude,
not a
the
bad
best
thing.
decision, yeah, not
Let
at
it
all.
cook.
And the best thing Matt Reeves did was keeping this Batman story isolated from DC
Yeah.
larger picture. I
Yeah.
think just giving us good, solid Batman stories is the right move. And that first one,
Yeah.
Well, it won't be long and we'll get the show, the Penguin show.
Yeah,
That should
right.
be
And
happening soon. I mean,
I'm excited about
let me
that.
see. Up September.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of soon.
Yeah.
It's in like 2 months, So, but speaking of DC, new look at David Cornsweat's Man of Steel revealed in Superman set photos.
Wait, before you read this, have y'all seen the photos all over Twitter?
yes.
He looks just like Henry Cavill.
He does. Yeah.
He looks just like him.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah. Uh, the main reason that I wanted to bring this up though, because they just talk about the pictures and show them on this article, but people are flipping out because they don't think that he looks muscular enough to play Superman, right? Like he's not
Wow.
built. Yeah, yeah. People are flipping out about
It's like
this because
Superman to me, dude.
Has any
and
of them seen the classic, like,
Yeah,
golden age
scrawny
era
ass.
Superman?
Superman don't have to be strong to or have
No.
muscles.
That was just an
He's not
archetype they threw
Batman,
in the 80s.
yeah. So I think it's weird because I mean when we first saw the photos back in the day of Cavill as Superman, you're like he's kind of small, right? Like how is this going to work? And then even with like casting Affleck as Batman, it's
Yeah.
like how like he's going to be
Oh.
great as Bruce Wayne, but how's that going to look? And then like
Like a fucking pit bull, you know?
yeah, yeah, right. Um I think it's wild to me that people are like hinging it's almost like they want the DC to fail so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to me that's crazy. Like that's absolutely ridiculously crazy that you would want the DCU to fail that bad that you're picking apart the way that this like the suit looks great. He looks great in the suit. They're also taking these pictures from like, I don't know, a half
Yeah.
a mile away
I
and they're blurry as
personally,
shit.
I personally like the emblem on the cape. I'm glad they brought it back.
Well, the texture of the suit, how it has like the
The
I don't know.
texture
Y'all
of
know what
it.
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got the little
Well, it's-
areas where it's like, oh, what's that? It's something different.
Well, like the
It's not
Kingdom
men in
Come
tights.
S, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Y'all saw the picture where like Black Noir from The Boys
Yes.
was walking. I'm like, who's that guy?
That's Mr. Terrific.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know who it was. I was like, that's Black Noir from The
mean,
Boys.
And I mean, I really, I
Don't you
want it to be
start.
good. I want to walk away from this movie when it comes out and go, man, I really enjoyed that.
Well, here's what's going to be
But
awesome, man.
it's
Like,
just-
Gunn's going
well,
to come
it's
in
just-
and do the
it's
movie
just-
he wants to do. He's
and
not
that's
worried
and that's.
about what the
But
world
see,
wants.
the last time somebody came in and made the Superman movie they wanted to make, though, Adam, everybody just shit all over it,
Well,
dude.
that'll happen.
And
happen.
it's just, well, it's like you hear one of the common complaints about Snyder's Superman, and it was that he was all downtrodden. You
He's one of
know,
my
he wasn't
favorites.
the upbeat. Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to beat out Christopher
Same.
Reeves. Like,
But so the logical conclusion is to take a hero that everyone's like, all right, we're gonna hold him to the weird gold standard that only Superman should be held, and let's just give that creative IP to one of the raunchiest sexual innuendo directors out there. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't say it like negative, but James Gunn's known for crude humor.
yeah, that's why I like it.
And yeah, for sure. And it's just, I don't know. I don't want it to be a thing where it's like it shows Superman.
He ain't gonna
Like, say for instance,
Superman ain't gonna be a creep.
well, I don't want one of those unironic. I guess you guys are wondering what it's like to be Superman. Well, it's just another day in
You
Metropolis.
save that for Peacemaker.
Yeah.
That's we got to give him a chance though. You'll know after you see that first thing.
And I will.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a biased fucking Superman consumer. I'm gonna watch it. Probably gonna like it. But my apprehension to it, I don't know. I guess I feel like a lot of the other Snyder films, man. I wanted to see that story get concluded.
We all did.
Yeah.
It's not James Gunn's fault.
Yeah.
You blame him. Where's the next season of Peacemaker? That's what I want to know.
But there must be a whipping boy, Adam.
Yeah.
There must. There must be a scapegoat.
That's what the other guy's for. Who's the other guy that's with him?
Saffron.
Yeah, I almost said Safety, but it's Saffron.
Yo, it's my bro Safety. What's going on, man?
They did rap on Peacemaker recently, so
Yeah.
that should be coming out somewhat
yeah, I
soon.
saw those shots where it was like, it's done.
Yeah.
Get it out.
But yeah, that's all the movie news that I saw today. I'm ready for some trailers.
I got some Fly Me to the Moon. Another moon landing thing. I don't know.
I mean, I figured this would be the story of Elon, you know?
Yeah.
SpaceX.
Like,
But,
no,
we'll see.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Don't go to the moon.
Especially the duck side. All right. Playing it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Faked being pregnant. Okay. Oh.
Uh-huh.
You know what I dean? Was the dean?
I mean, are they saying we really faked?
Sometimes they put it right in your face, you know?
I mean, is it kind of what we're being told here?
Yeah.
Wow. I got an ad. Mine's for this game.
I mean, we're not saying it, but damn it, we're saying it.
The revelation of the method. The method of the revelation. It's the revelation of the method, right?
The fucking revelation.
Yes.
Hello, Jason Schwartzman.
Okay. They got the
The
cameras.
The Schwartz, yeah, comes with the cameras.
Do you know a Schwartz? You know a Schwartz.
The Schwartz playing him.
I know how to count all the way to 55.
Like some Larry David shit.
I'm just here for
My
the
mom's.
temples. I thought they'd be a temple. They won a bunch of fucking awards, you know?
Oh,
O'Connor. Is there an apostrophe there? Schwartzman needs to play a brother character to Steve Carell.
Yeah.
this looks so serious. He's Steve Carell, dude. The way this is shot, it looks old. Loved her in Scrooge. Okay.
Huh.
Oh. 824.
I mean, I saw this trailer pop up like all day today, but I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't
What, for
seen any
Heretic?
of these.
Yeah.
8, 7, 6, 6, 6,
5,
5,
4,
4.
2, 1. Playing it.
Lead us in, Joey.
Are they Mormons?
Jehovah's Witness.
Maybe.
I mean, really, they should have just been right with God before the start of the movie, but what do I know?
Mormons. Latter-day Saint. Oh, he's curious, all right.
Yeah.
Is this Hugh Grant playing a
It is.
creep?
She looks familiar.
Poisoned.
Creepy. Oh, shit.
What?
He's got some Saw shit.
Oh. It's just a quarter. Ah.
Hey, at least it's not a haunted house movie.
This girl was in Prospect, The Book of Boba Fett. What else? She looked familiar. That I'm breathing. What the fuck?
That's a
That's a
creepy
labyrinth.
use of that song.
This takes fucking. It's kind of got that barbarian vibe too.
Yeah, it
So
looks good.
this movie could be 50-50 completely fucking stupid, but I kind of want to podlock it, guys.
Oddlocked
I'm
on
down.
anything A24.
Yeah.
Here's
I
one.
just want to see Hugh Grant, see if he can carry a movie as a villain. Maybe I'm just ignorant to his other roles, but this is the first time I've seen him do something like this.
The front room.
The front.
Yeah. Not the back room.
Everybody knows about that front
What's
room, y'all.
behind the green door? It's the front room.
Why ain't nobody sitting in these chairs at all?
All right, play it.
This is the front room. Oh man, my buddy is over there.
Okay.
You ever heard of the Benny Jesuit?
God, I don't. There's something's creepy here.
Creepy old people, man.
Is that Brandy? I think that's Brandy, the recording artist.
Well, I'll be damned if the boy ain't mine.
This feels like a pill movie. Oh,
Ugh.
it is Brandy. Wild. Oh, director Max and Sam Eggers.
Okay.
Look at this. This is some mothership. I'm so down for this. Bitch.
Mm.
I like it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Oh, I got an ad. The old chick is the witch from the tragedy Macbeth. Something wicked this way comes.
She got a very unique voice,
Yeah.
you know.
You gotta regret it.
Something wicked this way comes. It's like, calm down, bitch. Or my ad's done.
Good lord.
Let's do it.
All right.
I mean, dude, the sequel to the next
Mm-mm.
season of True Detective looks gnarly.
Mm.
Didn't run off into a sinkhole.
Is The Rock in this?
Mm-mm.
San Andreas.
Yeah. There we go.
I mean, this is discount Jodie Foster.
Up. The Rock's in that helicopter.
Yeah. He's here to save the day.
The governor will be like, bound time. A hunch.
I mean, can we not agree that Roland Emmerich has done the proverbial mic drop on disaster movies, and that all these other ones are just shallow attempts? When you think about an alien movie, is it better than Independence Day? When you think about a movie like this, do you think it's better than Day After Tomorrow?
I
Oh, it's a
mean,
Tubi original.
it looks pretty good for a
It
Tubi
don't look
original.
bad. They're coming up, dude.
Yeah.
They're
Are
coming up. They
they?
are. Fuck on Tubi. Ooh, it's gonna let us watch this. This is a Red Band trailer. I've
Place
got
of
an ad for
Bones.
Joe Biden, so I gotta wait.
Place of Boners.
Boners.
It's the
All right, I gotta back it up.
Place of Boners, and it's just someone right at the beginning going, "There's so many dicks."
Damn good barbecue top of them steps up there.
If you can
Ain't
get
got no
past all the
handrail.
cock.
Watch out. I'm playing it. From what I saw, it had a little Misery vibe. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's
Mm.
Heather Graham. That's who I thought it was.
Meet the Graham.
Look though, he's like, look, Misery. You ain't going nowhere, motherfucker.
Good lord. It's always chased into the barn. These are hard men in a place of bones.
She was great in Boogie Nights.
Mm-hmm.
That guy looks familiar. Him.
Yeah, he does, right?
What was he in? Game of Thrones. Mm,
Not
Hot
interested.
yeah. Oh, wait till y'all see this shit. This trailer dropped today.
This is
They
the
The
finally
Rock,
red
right?
one.
put some trailers out.
I mean,
J.K.
I'm excited for
Simmons.
this one.
For some
Is
reason, he's not the lead. Oh, he's the lead and The Rock's like second.
Mm,
What do y'all think Red One means? Y'all know anything
Rudolph.
about this?
This is a Christmas movie,
No.
right?
It is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I remember the
Is
article.
this fucking?
Yeah.
Is this a Rudolph metaphor?
No.
Santa. This is like their version of what you call it, right?
With the old
Silent
dude
Night.
from, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And it's got The Rock in it. Dude, come on.
Hold on, I'm having
He's
some
like,
issues. I'm gonna
Rock
leave this
says,
view and come back.
better get your issues fixed up. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
I'm playing it now.
Mhm.
That's Santa Claus.
It looks good. It looks like Master Roshi.
So The Rock's his personal trainer.
Are
Oh,
they
he's
storming the
security.
Capitol?
Holy shit. Lucy Liu? Chris Evans? Holy shit. He's on the list. That voice.
Fucking polar bear.
This movie has Krampus in it. Nick Kroll.
Oh shit.
Ha 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 ha. Oh shit. Oh, they're it's a This is like Your Highness.
Yeah.
Got that. Who the fuck's playing the polar bear?
A Christmas blockbuster. How odd.
Oh shit. Silly Goose Time. Hollywood did it again. Oh. Damn. Is my face still there? Come on.
I mean, I'm
That looks
down.
great.
Yeah.
That looks great.
Dude, I'm super excited.
Me too. I'm gonna upgrade the quality if I can.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
haven't
gonna
either.
leave and come back just to double check. Yeah,
Jazz
I
back
haven't
in
seen
here.
this title. I'm ready for this.
We're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Playing it. She's on House of Dragons.
Fuck yes.
Look at that. Hmm.
Give us. I just want a glimpse.
Oh. Oh shit. Hmm. Ozzy
Renfield.
Osbourne. Let's go. Damn, that's all the pentagrams.
The vampire.
Oh, December.
Comes out on Christmas Day.
That's wild.
Yeah. That looks amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I have an ad. All right. That's gone. Nosferatu looks good.
It does,
It's
man.
the
It looks
Eggers, man. They
amazing.
just Robert was like, "Watch this, isn't it?" Like, is he British?
I don't think so, right?
He's just his touch has a
very British feel.
yeah, just
Let's see.
you had to bring Wilhelm back.
Robert Eggers is from
It's like Detroit. It's like what?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Okay, it's
New
cold up there.
Hampshire. Yeah. New Hampshire. That movie has a star-studded cast.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Bill Skarsgård, Defoe, Nicholas Holt, Ralph Ineson. Lily Rose Depp.
Oh, who plays Nosferatu?
Count Orlok is played by Bill Skarsgård.
Is that Nosferatu?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's gonna kill it.
Yeah. He's gonna be sucking everybody off, dude.
Yeah.
For the blood.
I
You
just,
Yeah,
know?
I
I
know
just,
what you mean.
I just want this movie to be eerie as
It looks
fuck,
pretty really
dude.
mysterious.
Yeah. And I want it to get weird, like Lighthouse style weird.
It's gonna get weird.
You know? Spill your beans, boy. All right, I'm ready for
I'll just play
Hindustani
it.
too. Yeah.
Playing it.
I mean, we haven't even seen the first one.
Or Kubla Khan. Okay. Spider-Man helicopter.
Look at it. They're just publicly
Yeah.
counting gold bars.
Okay, hack him. I'm in. Rockweiler.
The pacing of this trailer is ridiculous.
Here comes the song. Suck it to me, suck it to me. This
They're
is the
about to
guy
show us
that
why
does
they
the
needed a
pressure point
sequel.
stuff. He touches your neck, you fall down. Saka. What the fuck? There's a lot happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit. Those are super dangerous. Oh, dude, he did the pressure point thing on the name. Come on.
The
Fuck
Tom
outta
and
here.
Jerry game has begun. That's what he just said. Wow.
He meant it.
Looks expensive.
It does. And what's funny is this is the second one. There was one before.
I mean, you had to build up to this one.
Yeah, I can.
I mean, if you missed the first one, I mean, fuck you, should have been there.
Yeah.
I got a curveball.
All right.
I know we were on some camp movies,
Mm-hmm.
but Furiosa's out.
Hard
I mean,
pivot.
that's kind of like a camp movie,
Yeah,
right?
Karma Camp.
Yeah, I'm
Wasteland. The Wasteland's like camping forever, so yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw a scene from the movie where she like tries to hijack a diesel. Have y'all seen that?
I haven't seen
It's a
shit.
high action scene that I was like, I even went looking for the second part. I was like, let me get the second part. Like,
Yeah. What that smell like, you know?
so I just thought I'd
I'm
throw that out
down.
there. Like it just dropped. It's out.
Yes.
Furiosa.
Yes.
Yes.
We have packed the tent up early, y'all.
Yeah.
This heat. Our
It's too
location
hot to
has us
camp.
in the middle of the. Yeah, we're in the heat dome. Pulling the plug. We got the heavyweights. That's all that mattered.
Well, it's so hot, like Furiosa makes sense.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does,
That's
right?
kind of what it feels
We
like when
we
when I go outside. It's like Mad Max.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's hot.
Yeah, we figure we might as well. At least there's a breeze with this one.
Oh yeah, Furiosa, Archetypes,
Yeah.
Acolytes,
A lot of
Artichokes next
a
week.
lot of George. I mean, next week will be a lot of George Miller praising, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see. The checks in the mail.
The flag is raised.